If you take a look on YouTube today, you'll find hundreds, if not thousands, of YouTube influencers telling you all the features of the latest smart scale. Well, I'm not a YouTube influencer, but I'm going to tell you why I bought a smart scale. Well, I'm 69, almost 70 years old, and I spent out of pocket close to $200 to buy myself a smart scale. Now, if you're saying, why in the world would you spend $200 to just get your weight? You're absolutely right. To spend $200 just to find out what your weight is would be absolutely crazy. Because you can buy a scale for 25, 30 bucks that'll give you an accurate weight measurement. So why the heck did I go ahead and spend $200 on a smart scale, being almost 70? Well, being almost 70, that annual physical that I take, gives me 11 months, 29 days for something to go bad. And as you get older, things can go bad with your body pretty quickly, where the annual physical just isn't often enough, or doesn't even it won't catch what's going on. So I needed something that'll show me what's going on in my body more often. Well, the industry standard is something called a DEXA scan. And I'm finding out, at least around where I am, they're about $200 a scan. So you get one scan for $200, or you can get a smart scale and get a scan every day forever for $200. So, and most of these scales are, 98% accurate according to the DEXA scan gold standard. So, I decided to get my own scanner, not something to weigh my body, but to scan it for $200. Yeah, my thinking is that just a regular scale, which I had before, is kind of like, with your car, when the check engine light comes on, there's something wrong, but you have no clue what it is. And same thing with a regular scale. If your weight goes up real quick, or your weight goes down real quick, something's wrong. And just like, with a check engine light, you have to take it into the mechanic. Well, with sudden weight gain or sudden weight loss, you need to go see your doctor. But I needed something more than that. So I needed to find a scale that'll measure accurately at least 4 things. Water composition, because as you get older, it's easy to get dehydrated. And when you get dehydrated, it can cause a lot of problems. I needed bone density scans, because the magic word for old people is osteoarthritis, fall and break a bone, or you break a bone and fall. So I want to make sure my bone density stays good. I need, for my personal self, I need to track my visceral fat, because I've had 2 heart surgeries, and in both heart surgeries, the cardiologist said, boy, there was a lot of fat around my heart, which wasn't good because it's causing it to have to beat harder, and the amount of visceral fat I have was high enough that it could cause problems with blood pressure and cholesterol. So I need to check visceral fat. The last thing I need to keep an eye on is something called sarcopenia. I've had it twice, and it's a condition where you lose muscle mass real quick, and it happens when you're over 60. It happens a lot quicker than you think. As a matter of fact, the Cleveland study said that if you're inactive for more than 2 weeks, you can lose at least up to maybe 25% of your muscle strength. And as you're over 60, 2 weeks is about how long it takes to get over a cold. So rather than being young, where you can just get over a cold and start back up again and everything's fine muscularly, you need to keep an eye on muscle loss as you get older, especially after something that keeps you bed rest for maybe a week to 10 days. So the key term here, look it up for those of you elder people, sarcopenia. It'll be something that you'll have to deal with. So those are the 4 reasons a 69-year-old, almost 70-year-old is getting a SMART scale. So it's water composition, bone density, visceral fat, and sarcopenia. And once I get my scale, which should be in about a week, I will let you know all the other things that I'll be looking at that I think are important, because I don't have my scale yet. It should be here tomorrow. So once again, as always, thanks for watching. Keep on watching. Tell your friends to watch. And eventually, you know, I won't get as famous as Mr. Beast, but, you know, maybe I'll get enough money coming in that I'll pay for these, you know, it'll pay for my scanner, all right?